Hi, I'm Alise Chaffins, and I'm here today with Camille Trust and Walker Kalan, the co-creators of I Need Your Love, a new independent show premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival next week. Thank you so much for being here today, both of you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Elise.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having us.
absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about how the two of you met and developed the whole idea for I Need Your Love?
Camille and I met during Hurricane Sandy, as a matter of fact. I came down to visit some friends for the Halloween weekend and was unaware that there was a superstorm uh, coming into town. And so I was amidst all the chaos and destruction that was going on. We were sort of holed up with my friends, and Camille and her new roommates happened to be one floor below us. And Camille came upstairs for some quote unquote tinfoil. Uh, she was scouting. She was the
We
brave
we
one. Yeah, it was
we
tinfoil,
heard
right?
like hot guys living upstairs, what we thought were hot guys.
There was like a guitar. I'm sure there was lots of like
They
posh.
talked about yoga. We were like, okay, they're babe.
Awesome.
And yeah, the rest is history. So we've been very close friends ever since. And even we have been roommates for stretches of that time over COVID. And so yeah, we have a very close relationship.
Awesome. So, Camille, this is described as semi-autobiographical. And I always think that some of the most relatable stories are the ones that are the most personal. So, how does it
Mhm.
feel putting some of these very personal stories out into the world?
If there was a word, maybe there is, I'm sure there is in the dictionary that is between semi and fully. I think we're
Okay.
we're at more of an 85 to 90% here,
Right,
in
right.
terms of honest, true to form. Um, uh, now I forgot the question. Sorry.
Oh,
You were,
no, just how
you
does
were-
it feel to like
she was
put
thinking of
yourself out
semi
that
and
way?
fully.
Yeah.
My head was full of semis there. Okay. What was that?
No, just how does it feel putting such personal stories out into the world for mass consumption?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely real. It's definitely vulnerable. It's certainly, yeah, it's certainly scary, but I think that it's a story that I think will resonate. And I think, and because it's so honest, I feel like that will really, um, you know, be felt by a lot of people. And so how does it feel? It feels intense and it feels like why? Yeah, crazy, like almost psychotic, But I think the truth is just always the what really like yeah, what really cuts through, and
Yeah.
what's more honest than the person telling the story as like, how it happened, and me playing myself and really reliving a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure. So, Walker, can you talk about what it's like to take somebody else's story and kind of adapt that for film and how that, works as compared to like something that just came from you?
Yeah, well, certainly it makes you feel a little bit like Oz the Almighty. Well, Um, but it was actually a very e this is probably the easiest part of the whole thing, writing this. Everything else was extremely challenging for many different reasons. Um, but the writing of it was probably the easiest because I think I know Camille so well, and I had just like a lot of ideas and notions of sort of things going into this that I wanted to explore, many of which because there's just so many ideas floating around, only a tiny fraction of them have made it into our first 5 episodes.
Mhm.
But the collaboration with Camille was just very trusting, no pun intended, because, to a degree, her life is somewhat in my and our hands in terms of like how she is depicted and how the story is depicted. So it takes a lot of trust there. And the the other side, or the other aspect of trust, is being able to sort of like step in front of the camera and to really like give it, because there's different ways of giving it. And if you're really gonna to to make it the best realist kind of performance, you really have to lay it out there, and that's just a very vulnerable thing. And so we just try to create an environment where it's okay to say, I'm not comfortable with this, or ideally, like, let's just try to find a way to make it better. Because if my whole philosophy is like, if this is a no, great, let's just make it better. So I think that was almost always the case, but the majority of the stuff from pen to paper, like, kind of made it through, just because we had been crafting these stories and living the life that for the past decade.
Right. And Camille, how did it feel to like put your stories into Walker's hands and like allow him to work with those?
We certainly like collaborated a lot in terms of what stories and what like how we want to tell each thing, because we're working with a lot of material, baby, like 10 years worth of insane things that we whatever, and so I'm very grateful, and well, yeah, it's an amazing process, but we were very good about being very like an open communication about kind of what to tell and what not to tell. Not that there's not that much I don't want to tell. It's like the fourth wall is broken, baby. She ain't coming back. So let's just, the gates are open. So I think it's just it was just more so just finessing each episode to say what would be the message and what is the from okay, here's what happened in real life. Now let's make that an episode, and what you know what I mean? So like the names and situations were changed, but all of it's pretty spot on.
Excellent. Yeah. I think the episode SNL, I think there's this a whole bunch of, and most people have some kind of FOMO in some degree or another, but when you're a creative, I think you can think anything's going to be the one that's going to like catapult your career. So can you talk kind of about I think it shows really well the highs and lows of that. Can you talk a little bit about just like how you translated that experience to screen?
Yeah, so the real story behind that one is that and I think so, yeah. So basically, and just singers are all like, we're all fighting for the same gig, but at the same time we're all doing the damn thing. So I have my singer friends in New York, and basically maybe a couple of the week of or something, they were like, hey, Shawn Mendes is looking for, my friend texts like 5 singer friends, like that were in the singers chat. And she's like, hey, I can't do the gig. I just got the call, but Shawn Mendes is looking for singers for SNL. Will you guys, if you guys are down, it's this Saturday, but if you guys are down, like send your headshot and like your Instagram or whatever to this guy. And so we all sent it. We're all like fingers crossed, obviously, but there was only one slot that was available. So my friend got it. My friend, who's this incredible singer, and she gets the gig, and I'm obviously jealous, but like, it is what it is, that's honey, the amount of times I've been rejected and told no, like, it's whatever, no skin off my back in this moment. Obviously sucks, but whatever. And she gets the gig. She rehearses with the band. She like does an all-day rehearsal with the band and all this stuff. And then that night, Walker and I actually like we're having a little like friend hang, and we're at this bar. And I'm honestly kind of commiserating to him, being like, and just being like, damn, like I didn't get this gig, and like, ugh, she got the gig and I didn't get the gig, and it sucks. And like we're drinking martinis and we're just talking about that and just life and whatever. And it's probably like 11:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night. And I get a text message from Shawn's music director, and he's like, hi, in a text. Hi, we're having issues with your friend's visa because she's Canadian. Are you able to be at the studio at NBC tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my, and like Walker and I look at each other. He's like, you better get home. Cause he was like, here's the song. Here's like, call your friend to get her rehearsal recordings. and very much true, I had a wedding gig that Saturday. So then she obviously, like, I call her and she was devastated, but
Right.
obviously she's like, I can't do anything. It's like, I've tried to call all these lawyers. I've been working on it all day. Like, it's not happening. And so she sends me her rehearsal recordings. I go home, I practice. I'm literally, girly, 10 a.m. I'm at NBC at SNL for on-camera rehearsal with no rehearsal like she had this like 6-hour rehearsal. I just had to be there and step up and do the thing. And then I got to perform on SNL that Saturday. It was insane.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you both for your time. I super appreciate it. Yeah, best of luck to you at the festival. And yeah, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. Have a great day.
Thank
Thanks, Steve.
you.